Welcome to Football Fever, a special edition featuring three of our area teams, Copperas Cove, Gatesville, and Lampasas. I'm Alan Mandel, sports editor of the Killeen Daily Herald. And if there's ever anything you want to know about Texas high school football, you ask Mr. Clay Whittington. And coincidentally, fortunately, we're lucky to have him here. It's nice to have you, Clay. You want to know anything about Texas high school football? Here's the guy to ask. And I got two questions for you. Ellison at Copperas Cove. First, the return of quarterback Manny Harris. How much of a difference has that made? And second, this matchup, Ellison at Copperas Cove. How do you see it?
Yeah, it's made Manny's return has made a big difference. On paper, he's not putting up the gaudy numbers like we've seen in the past year, or even in the first game of the year when he had, 500 yards passing or something like that. It's been fairly reasonable, and his run game isn't quite there, but kind of like we talked about last week. I mean, he has an effect as far as leadership and as far as the poise of the team and the confidence of the team. And it showed. I mean, there's not really many situations they can get themselves into where they don't believe that they can pull themselves out of it with him engineering the offense. And last week they got a big win against Belton. And the nice thing about that for them was probably that they got a couple scores defensively and really got to ride their defense in that game. So, that's been a question mark of Cove over last year and a little bit this year. And so I think that was good for them to kind of get the defensive side of the ball, their momentum going. And as far as Ellison goes, I mean, this obviously isn't the same Ellison team we've seen in the past. The 3-year losing streak is over. I know they have a renewed confidence in themselves and belief. And Jack Welch isn't going to look past him. I mean, when he first showed up at Cove, they weren't exactly world beaters, and now they're considered up towards the elite of the district every year. So he knows teams turn around and that it starts somewhere, and this is kind of the start of it for Ellison. And I think we'll see a good matchup. Cove should be able to defend its home field, I would think. But like I said, it's not the same Ellison we've seen in the past, and I would not expect a blowout of any kind. I think it's going to be a hard battle, and it's two teams that really respect each other, and they're going to get in there and see who comes out on top.
Okay, and Lampasas is hosting Robinson, and this has been a good season for Lampasas. Who do you see as the key figures for Lampasas this week?
Big for them is going to be the return of Cohen Cockburn, their quarterback. He missed 2 weeks ago with an appendectomy, and then last week was their bye, so he got a week in there to rest and recuperate and get himself back. They didn't really miss much of a beat without him. They plugged in their backup and rolled right along in the offensive scheme they've got going. But it's always nice for a team to have their full complement of weapons, be working with the guys that they've had around them all summer, all off season. So to have him back in the lineup, I'm sure it'll just it'll add a bit of an ease to the offense, because you never want to be playing shorthanded and plugging people in here and there. But it's going to be a good test for him. Robinson is one of the elite teams in that district, and so this is both teams' district opener. It'll be good gauge for Lampasas to see where they at. They've been trying to kind of gauge where they are throughout the non-district portion of the schedule, and now they'll find out. And it's gonna be a good matchup, but I think having all their pieces back should make it a close one for whichever way it goes. I think it'll be a pretty close game.
Okay, now we got Gatesville at Vega, and Gatesville 2-3. How do you see them so far this season, and how do you like this matchup?
Kind of like Lampasas, they were on a bye. The entire district was on a bye last week, so the last game they played was against Salado 2 weeks ago, but they were able to generate some momentum with that win. They got a significant win, and then now they come in and play La Vega, who's only got one win on the season. So it's a chance for them to really kind of parlay this into a good start for district. And considering there are so many tough teams in that district, to get a win against what's considered one of the lower ranked teams will be huge down the road. It won't be if they get into a situation where they're looking to make the playoffs, they won't have their back up against the wall, having to beat a China Spring or a Robinson, someone like that. So it's going to be key for their psyches, but it'll be key for for playoff positioning down the road. And they've been getting some good play out of quarterback Jeff Spear in his last game. Andre Jones, he's leading the team's leading receiver, and he can also run the ball a bit. So they're really I think everybody's kind of developing into their niches and kind of getting comfortable with how this offense is going to work and how everybody contributes into it. So it'll be interesting to see how focused they come out after having a week off and having the momentum and knowing that this is an opportunity to really capitalize and make some headway in the district race.
Okay, thank you, Clay. And thank you for watching Football Fever. If you have any questions for us that you'd like to ask our panel of experts, email us at sports@kdhnews.com, and we'll be glad to read your question next week. Thanks for watching.